Right now, water levels are rising and problems are growing for people who live in or drive through the isthmus. The latest on the historic flooding in downtown Madison. And Governor Scott Walker will spend the day in Madison meeting with volunteers to distribute sandbags.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning and thanks for joining us for News 3 This Morning, Saturday. It is August 25th. I'm Josh Breiter alongside meteorologist Chris Reese. And Chris, a lot of people are hoping there is no more rain in the forecast. It looks like there's still a little bit of a chance.
There still are some chances for rain. We'll go ahead and get started, though, with the fog that's left after some of the showers that came through yesterday. There are some patches of dense fog out there, so keep that in mind, though it's not as bad as we've seen before at the moment. At the moment, we do just have one dense fog advisory. That's going to be for Grant County out near Platteville and Prairie du Chien. But it's still foggy out there right now. Here's a live look at the Capitol. The temperature 68 and mostly cloudy, but we'll see more sunshine coming into the picture as we go later into the afternoon. We're still seeing 60s for just about all of us as of now, but we are not tracking any rain out of that cloud cover here in south central Wisconsin. All of the showers and thunderstorms have now moved to the east. Those are across portions of Michigan and Indiana at the moment. So do expect some clouds, yes, early, but we'll get more sunshine into the afternoon. Temperatures topping out around 81. But that next rain chance, Josh, comes on Sunday, and already we do have an alert day, not only due to severe storm potential, but also heavy rain potential once again. So we will keep a very close eye on that one. As you mentioned, several road closures around the isthmus. Here is one of them where they're diverting traffic off of Johnson Street and onto First Street. But even still, there's some water coming out of the gutters at that intersection there. But there could be added road closures as we go through the next couple of days across Dane County. Things do look good.
We definitely do not need any more rain.
No, we do not. So we're going to watch that very closely.
All right, Chris, thank you. Developing right now, parts of downtown Madison are still underwater this morning. The city has closed one westbound lane of East Washington Avenue near the Livingston Street intersection. There are intermittent closures anticipated throughout the day, too. The no parking signs posted along East Wash as well as on Willie Street are still in effect until next Friday at the very earliest. If we get even more rain, East Washington could have to close as soon as next week due to flooding. If that happens, all traffic will be rerouted to Willie Street. As of right now, the county says the already existing flooding has caused more than $100 million in public and private property damage. Governor Scott Walker will be in town later this morning. He's expected to arrive at Monona's Oneida Park at 8:30 and then the Tenney Locks at 10. He'll be meeting with members of the National Guard and volunteers to help fill sandbags. Madison Mayor Paul Soglin says members of the National Guard have been in town since yesterday helping with sandbagging efforts. On Friday, the mayor said about 40,000 sandbags had been filled so far. He also said since the county and state have already declared a state of emergency, it is not necessary for the city to declare one as well. Right now, the city is offering free sand and ready-to-fill sandbags at numerous locations. You can find them at a lot of the city's parks, along with parking lots 931 on East Main and 1233 on McKenna Boulevard. Crews ask that you bring your own shovel to help with loading the sandbags you'll take. Monona is also offering up sandbags for people living there as well. You can find all of this information on our website, channel3000.com. For those of you dealing with flood damage, there is a special multi-agency resource center available to help later today. The Red Cross, Salvation Army, and government organization will be at Middleton's Black Hawk Church, helping people affected by this week's flooding. The center will be open to Western Dane County residents from 10 until 4. Madison Metro Transit is offering free rides this weekend because of the flooding, though officials say the water will also likely bring reduced service, detours, and delays. The free rides could last until next week, depending on the condition of downtown streets. And Madison garbage crews will be making special runs to pick up anything damaged during the flooding. If you have large items like furniture or carpet that needs to be tossed, the Streets Division is asking you to contact them so they can set up the time to pick those up specifically. They will also be available to pick those items up this Monday. You can find the street division's contact information on the city's website, cityofmadison.com/report-a-problem. If you're wondering how you can help, here's a list of banks throughout the county that have set up flood assistance and disaster recovery accounts. You can also help fill sandbags in Monona and Middleton. In Madison, you can donate to the Salvation Army of Dane County, Goodwill, and Second Harvest Food Bank. Some weekend events like Curd Fest have been canceled, but others like the Dane County Farmers Market and Orton Park Festival on the east side should go on as scheduled. If you are planning to attend any events on the Isthmus, officials say plan your alternate routes ahead of time and always put your safety first. If your plans depend on the weather, you need to get our accurate 12-hour and 10-day forecasts and up-to-the-minute traffic information on the go. Be sure to download our Channel 3000 First Alert weather app and traffic app and be the first to know. New this morning, police are searching for the person who shot a man on Mifflin Street overnight, landing the victim in the hospital. Madison police say it happened around 9:30 in the 300 block of West Mifflin. That's near the Overture Center and Public Library. Officials say a 22-year-old man was shot in the leg. Witnesses saw a black four-door car leaving the scene after the shooting, but no further suspect information is available yet. Madison police are also looking for the man who robbed a customer in the parking lot of a Quick Trip. This happened in the 4400 block of East Buckeye Road shortly after midnight. Police say a 34-year-old man was walking out of the store when he was approached by another man who pushed him and grabbed his wallet from his pocket. They say the two men wrestled over the wall before the suspect got up, said he had a knife, and got away with the wallet. Police say the suspect left his coat behind and a knife was found as well. Anyone with information about the overnight shooting or robbery should call Madison Police or Madison Area Crime Stoppers. 5:07 this morning, the controversial divorced police chief has agreed to resign amid an ongoing investigation. The village board agreed to a $120,000 severance package Friday. Daniel Furseth has been on administrative leave since May after a YouTube video surfaced of him apparently mocking a group of black men. Earlier this month, the board filed a complaint alleging 4 more counts of misconduct. Furseth can back out of this agreement until it becomes final on August 30th. This is actually the second time he has been offered a severance package. In Middleton, part of a Century Avenue that shut down because of a sinkhole is now reopened for the weekend. Middleton police said Thursday that a sinkhole about the size of a manhole developed beneath the road. Century Ave was closed between Donna Drive and Branch Street for about 24 hours. One lane in each direction is now open, with work continuing today to fix the rest of that road. While much of Middleton is still recovering from the severe flooding this week, the city's Good Neighbor Fest is still happening. On the event's Facebook page, they said the festival grounds are in good shape and events will proceed as planned. The post said it doesn't take a festival to prove we are a good neighbor city, a nod to the many neighbors helping one another out with flood recovery efforts. The event runs through Sunday at Fireman's Park. This year's theme is Mardi Gras. For more information about the event, you can head to the festival's website right there on your screen. 5:08 this Saturday morning. Well, we certainly don't need any more rain, but there is a little bit in the forecast. Here's a live look over the Capitol this morning. You can see that haze out there, all that humidity sticking around. Chris is in next with several chances for showers ahead on News 3 this morning, Saturday.
Good Saturday morning to all of you. It's a little bit foggy out there as you begin to head out. Some of that right here in our backyard as well. Visibility okay here in Madison at about 3 miles, but as you work your way to the south and west, especially right around Platteville, visibility is at a 1/4 mile at best in a lot of spots. So for that reason, there is a dense fog advisory right there in the Platteville area, but everyone else free of the dense fog advisory as of now. Some showers, storms were around yesterday and earlier in the overnight hours. Most of that has now moved on out of here. Most of the rain is along and east of Lake Michigan at this point, moving into Indiana and the state of Michigan as of now. Temperatures are into the 60s for just about all of us. Some 50s are present, but that's well into the north woods. We find our temperature here in Madison right at 68 degrees. Dew points are also in the 60s as well. That's what's helping to keep things so warm and humid as of now. The pressure at 29.82. The pressure is actually dropping, although high pressure will eventually be moving in. The reason for that, we still have this region of low pressure right around us that's going to be swinging a warm front through as we go through the day. Eventually, that southerly wind taking over, that's going to allow those temperatures to become much warmer. Low 80s for those highs today. And then as we get you into your Sunday, we'll see those low 80s once again, perhaps adding a degree or two. But then on Sunday comes the next rainmaker, and that has the potential to bring some heavy rain at times. And of course, we are watching not only just that rainmaker, but another one as we go from Monday into Tuesday before more sunshine on Wednesday. Here is the precipitation potential as we head through your Sunday. It's showing the possibility of some inches of rain just north of here. So Sunday is an alert day as we do keep a close eye on the potential for some rainfall. But this afternoon, 81 degrees, partly sunny and more humid. We'll keep the sunshine around into the afternoon. And then on Sunday, that's where the alert day should be. Chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms going through Sunday and into Monday as well. Then temperatures through the 70s for the middle of next week.
We definitely don't need that rain. I wish it would just go away, Chris.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
All right. I guess I hope you're wrong. The one time I hope you're wrong.
I know. I feel it. I understand.
All right. Well, thank you.
My pleasure.
In the Pacific, Hurricane Lane has now been downgraded to a tropical storm, but the weakening storm is still packing a punch. Hawaii's Big Island is being soaked with torrential rains in some areas up to 3 feet. Lane is expected to turn westward today. Even without making a direct hit, forecasters said the system is threatening to bring high surf. Tropical storm force winds as high as 60 miles an hour and more heavy rain. In other headlines at 5:14 this morning, Senator John McCain's family says the 81-year-old senator has decided to stop his cancer treatment. The Arizona Republican has been battling an aggressive form of brain cancer for more than a year now. He hasn't returned to the Capitol since December. During an event in Clinton, Wisconsin Friday, Speaker Paul Ryan spoke about the senator's legacy.
This is a man who served our country in so many ways and capacities, who was a prisoner of war for several years at the Noe Hilton, and then fought for us in Congress. And we just want to keep John McCain, Cindy, and their entire family in our prayers.
McCain's family said they are grateful for the support and kindness of all of his caregivers and for the thousands of people who are keeping him in their prayers. President Donald Trump tweeted that he's canceling plans for Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to make his 4th visit to North Korea. In a tweet, he says he feels the country is not making, quote, sufficient progress with denuclearization plans. 5:16 this morning. If the rain and rising waters has you stuck inside this weekend, we have some ideas to keep you entertained. Our Will Loafer has the movies and shows you should check out. He's in next with his 3 things to watch on News 3 This Morning Saturday.
We do have a little bit of fog out there for your Saturday. Here's a live look at the Capitol right now, showing you just some of the ominous-looking fog that is there in the background. No dense fog advisories for us here in Madison, but our friends over in Platteville, Boscobel, and Prairie du Chien do have a dense fog advisory in Grant County. That's going to go until 9 o'clock. Temperatures are in the 60s for a lot of us right now. 69 in Boscobel, Dubuque, Iowa at 63, 68. For us here in Madison, we'll see our temperatures rise into the 70s by lunchtime, eventually topping out right around 81 degrees today. Josh?
Netflix subscribers will soon be able to take a trip to Wakanda. The streaming service officially announced that Marvel's Black Panther will be available starting September 4th. The film will be among the last Marvel Studios films to go to Netflix. Disney's current deal with the streaming service will soon come to an end. At that point, Marvel Studios movies will make the new upcoming Disney streaming service their streaming home. Black Panther ended its run in theaters as just the third movie in history to make more than $700 million here in the U.S. It has earned more than $1.3 billion worldwide.
Your family is rich?
We're comfortable.
That is exactly what a super rich person would say.
Crazy Rich Asians is about to get even richer. A sequel to the box office hit is already in the works at Warner Brothers, according to Variety. Director John M. Chu is set to return for the second installment of the groundbreaking rom-com that's been praised for its nearly all-Asian cast, the first since The Joy Luck Club 25 years ago. Well, if the recent rainfall has you stuck inside, we have some shows and movie suggestions to keep you entertained this weekend. Here's Will Loper with your 3 things to watch.
New on home video this week is the superhero film Deadpool 2.
There's this kid. He's in trouble. Move or die.
Pump the hate brakes, Thanos.
Ryan Reynolds returns as the comedic and irreverent superhero who must stop a time-traveling villain.
I ain't letting Cable get to him. But I can't do this alone.
We need backup. We're gonna form a super-duper group. It's time to get back on LinkedIn.
Deadpool 2 is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
Hurricane Raymond has taken an unexpected turn and has been upgraded to a Category 5.
We need to make sure everything's secure.
Sure, don't worry.
Newly arrived on digital HD is Adrift.
I love you. Get below!
I'm not leaving you!
Get below now!
Oh my God!
Based on an incredible true story, a couple must survive after getting stranded in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Does anyone copy? No!
Adrift is available to rent or buy on all digital platforms now.
We're not gonna die out here.
We talked about this. And you agreed.
And newly arrived on Netflix is The Innocents.
We both ran away to be who we wanted to be.
What happens next?
The supernatural series follows 2 lovers who run from their families to be with each other and begin their journey of self-discovery.
Get out of here! Wait! Get out! Wait! Look! Look! Hurry!
All 8 episodes of The Innocents are available to stream on Netflix now.
That's a gift. He's greater than any of us.
Tell me it's gonna be okay.
I'm not going anywhere.
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Fans of The Simpsons need to plan a getaway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and here's the reason why. A real-life version of a convenience store from the show is now open to the public. The Quickie Mart has it all. Visitors can munch on heat lamp hot dogs, chow down on lard lad donuts, and even slurp on real-life squishies. And of course, you can purchase Simpson merchandise as well. This is actually the first weekend the store is in service. It's the first full-service Quickie Mart in the world. It's attached to a Simpsons-themed Aztec theater, expected to open later this year. Just about 25 minutes past the hour, there is more ahead here on News 3 This Morning Saturday. The day's top stories are next, including the festival still going on today despite the ongoing flood recovery efforts. And from dated to sporty, we go behind the wheel of Toyota's flagship sedan, the Avalon, to check out the 5th generation and how it stacks up to previous versions. Thanks for watching News 3 This Morning Saturday. Right now, this is the aftermath of a summer's worth of rain in one day as flooding fears and rising waters elevate through the weekend.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning. Just before 5:30 on this August 25th, I'm Josh Breiter. Chris has your rain forecast here in just a little bit, but here's what's making headlines right now. Governor Scott Walker will be in town later this morning. He's expected at Minota's Oneida Park at 8:30 and then at the Teddy Locks at 10. He'll be meeting with members of the National Guard and volunteers to help fill sandbags. Mayor Paul Soglin says members of the National Guard have been in town since yesterday helping with those sandbagging efforts. The mayor said about 40,000 sandbags have been filled so far. He also added, since the county and state have already declared a state of emergency, it is not necessary for the city to declare one. Right now, police are searching for the person who shot a man on Mifflin Street overnight, landing the victim in the hospital. Madison police say it happened around 9:30 in the 300 block of West Mifflin. That's near the Overture Center and Public Library. Officials say a 22-year-old man was shot in the leg. Witnesses saw a black four-door car leaving the scene after the shooting, but no further suspect information is yet available. This morning, much of Middleton is still recovering from flooding this week. Despite that, the city's Good Neighbor Fest is still happening. On the event's Facebook page, they said the festival grounds are in good shape and events will go on as planned. The post said it doesn't take a festival to prove we are a good neighbor city, a nod to the many neighbors helping one another out with the flood recovery efforts this week. That event runs through Sunday at Fireman's Park. And get your tickets now. Dozens of barbers are offering free haircuts this weekend to kids going back to school. It's the second straight year the barbers have taken over the Alliant Energy Center on a Sunday afternoon to give out hundreds of free haircuts. Last year, they cut hair for 400 students and told the Madison 365 news outlet they are hoping to double that number tomorrow. Parents are asked to get tickets ahead of time at any of the participating barbershops. Coming up on 5:31, we want to send it over to Chris. And Chris, you're tracking some more heavy rainfall potential.
I sure am tracking more heavy rainfall potential. Now let's start with what happened last night first. Of course, we had some rain come through. In the wake of that, we do have some fog out there. Visibility 3 miles here in Madison. You work way over towards Platteville, visibility less than a quarter mile at the moment. Here's a live look downtown, almost looking ominous with the fog and the clouds over the Capitol at the moment. 68 degrees, so that's warm for this time of the year at this time of the day. Dew points into the 60s as well. A lot of us are finding our temperatures into the mid and upper 60s. Janesville now at 78 degrees this morning. We'll watch the fog and the cloud cover burn off into the afternoon. We'll see those highs right around 81 degrees or so. But of course, we do not need any more rain. We've had just under 8.5 inches of rain for August. It's more than double what we normally get for this time or for this month in general. But we are expecting more heavy rain as we go into your Sunday. With that reason, we have declared an alert day. We're also tracking the potential for some severe storms on Sunday as well. We'll be giving you all of the details on that one. Traffic is running smoothly on the Beltline for the most part. Of course, we do have some of those slowdowns downtown with some road closures, especially due to flooding. Other than that, most roads are in good shape this morning.
All right, Chris, thank you. 5:32 is your time right now. Toyota says the name Avalon is supposed to portray images of comfort, spaciousness, and sophistication. Strangely, the 5th generation of Toyota's flagship sedan is trying to shed that image a little bit. They want the Avalon to appeal to a more than just aging baby boomers, to a more sporty crowd. Our Mark Kane went behind the wheel for a test ride.
Which way do we want to go?
Oh, just go down that way. Unless you want to go, the road's a little smoother that way.
Okay, let's go the smooth road. Because we're in a smooth
this
car.
car
We're smooth. You need to play smooth
right.
jazz when you drive this car.
The 2019 Toyota Avalon. They call it mid-size, but let's be honest, this is a full-size car competing with the likes of the Chrysler 300, Kia Cadenza, and most directly the Buick LaCrosse. And Toyota means business.
It's really quiet, really comfortable ride. They redid everything for 2019, starting with the platform. This is a version of Toyota's next generation architecture, which adds stiffness, rigidity, quietness to the platform, and it allows them to make the suspension that much more compliant.
They've also completely redesigned the Avalon.
All right.
It's a handsome car.
Yeah, it really is.
From the side.
This profile is really nice. You've got that long roof line resolving into the short deck on the rear. You've got really nicely sculpted hood. And then you walk around to the front. And
hello.
Yes, it's a giant grinning grill, and That's part of Toyota's design language. Whether you're talking about the Toyota line or the Lexus line, they have decided that they're going to be bold and daring. And as they say, they want to create something stunning. I think they've succeeded. Styling is subjective. If you like it, buy it. If you don't. There are a lot of options out there.
That grill aside, there is some good news in that nose. Mechanically, all trim levels are powered by a 301 horsepower V6. A hybrid is also available across the board, including our Tester, a top-of-the-line limited. The hybrid option only sets you back $1,000. A lot going on.
Yeah, well, you've got a 4-cylinder gas engine here. You've got your hybrid electric engine here that works sequentially, and it rolls right into the CVT transmission.
And you're not really giving up that much power. And get this, the hybrid gets 44 miles a gallon. Never know. That is astonishing for a car this size and this luxurious.
You know, when you get this limited version, you get the heated and cooled seats. You get all the luxury features you'd expect, even, from the next level up, a Lexus, but you're getting it for a lot less money.
But not the prestige. And for some, that's actually a selling point.
There are people out there who want luxury, but don't want everyone to know that they're spending a lot of money. I mean, I had a friend, he was a dentist, and he said if he drove a Mercedes, people stopped paying their bills. So he drove a Buick. It's a well put together vehicle. It's an easy to drive vehicle. It's not gonna surprise you. It's just a really nice Toyota sedan. It's the kind of car that you get on the freeway, you set the cruise control at 70 miles an hour, and you just let the miles go by. Turn the XM satellite radio on to smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz?
.536 right now. Sun Prairie football players were back on their home turf for the first time since last month's explosion. They're a special tribute to fallen firefighter Corey Barr. Plus, tackling the problem of head trauma in young athletes. A Wisconsin town eliminates full contact for its 5th and 6th grade youth football players. How the players and parents are reacting, straight ahead on News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good Saturday morning. We do have a little bit of fog out there in some spots. Here's a live look over the Capitol right now in downtown Madison. No dense fog advisories for us, but there is a dense fog advisory until 9 o'clock this morning for our friends over in Grant County. Temperatures are mainly in the 60s, some low 60s, but some upper 60s as well. We're at 68 right now here in Madison. We'll watch our temperatures make it towards about 76 by lunch, 81 for your high this afternoon. Those clouds becoming sunshine later on in the day. Josh.
Thanks, Chris. Last night, Sun Prairie football players hit their home turf for the first time since July's deadly explosion. They carried a special tribute close to their heart. Here's a closer look at the jerseys the team wore last night to honor first responders. A number of first responders led the team through the stands and onto the field to start the night at Ashley Field. Northwest of Madison, the Onalaska Parks and Rec Department is eliminating full contact for its 5th and 6th grade youth football program. The coaching staff has a new technique to help teach kids the game without the risk of injury. Jordan Fremstad introduced us to the concept in the spring and attended the first practice to see it in action.
Friday nights under the lights have returned to the Coulee region. But high school football is simply not the same.
Football is seeing participation decline in high schools across the country.
A new study shows this participation is down across the country
because of the growing safety fear.
With growing knowledge about the impacts of concussions, athletes are turning to other activities.
Those are some serious injuries that kids can be suffering at a very young age.
Jim Phillips is a parent.
This is my son, Josh. He's excited to play.
Keep it moving, keep it moving.
This year, the Onalaska Youth Football Program is taking a different approach to the game.
We're going to the tackle bar system.
A system specifically designed to prevent harmful injuries.
We're taking the head out of tackling. Does that make sense?
It's a bar that they wear on their back. It teaches the kids to wrap up, to get their shoulder pad into them.
Onalaska Parks and Rec Director Dan Wick says it gives every child a chance to play.
We want to teach kids all positions. Every kid will play on the line. They'll play, in skilled positions.
He says they have already seen an impact with their numbers.
Our numbers are good. It's staying consistent to what we've had in the past.
It gives parents like Phillips peace of mind.
The transition from flag football right into tackle, I think this is a great in-between.
While teaching these young athletes everything they need to know.
You never lead with your head. Does that make sense?
It's creating that, that fever that they want more and that desire to learn.
So that down the road, these 60 individuals will have the interest to keep playing America's game.
We don't care about the scores in the game. We don't care about the records. We want the kids that are playing in this that continue to be playing and help our high school program be successful.
In Onalaska, this is Jordan Fremstad.
5:43 this morning. Are you looking for something to do this weekend? Well, we have several ideas for you. From a popular play you and your kids can sing along with to a long-running neighborhood festival back on the Isthmus. Your Weekend 608 is coming up on News 3 this morning, Saturday. But first, happy birthday to all of the kiddos turning 3 years old today. We're back after this.
Look who's
Good morning. We've seen some fog out there at times, so do be advised if you are driving out early this morning that you could run into some spots of fog. One dense fog advisory over in Grant County. But in terms of any showers or thunderstorms, we are clear of those as of now. We should stay that way as we go through the rest of the morning. Most of the shower and thunderstorm activity that is now well to our east, moving into parts of Michigan and northern Indiana, northwestern Ohio. But we're going to see more sunshine coming into our picture later on today. Temperatures across the upper Midwest are mainly into the 50s and 60s. Brainerd at 60 degrees right now. We're at 68 here in Madison. Some 70s beginning to show up across the south, especially Moline and Peru, with temperatures at 70 and 71. But like I mentioned, 68 for us here in Madison. Those dew points are into the mid and upper 60s as well. So it's more humid this morning as opposed to some of those previous mornings out there. We have this region of low pressure moving towards us still. Eventually this warm front will lift northward, and we're going to see temperatures warming up today eventually into the lower 80s into your Sunday. We'll see a very similar setup with temperatures making it into the low 80s, maybe adding a degree or two on top of what we see for those highs out there today. Check out as you get into northern Illinois, where they do have some temperatures into the upper 80s and close to 90 tomorrow. But that is setting the stage for our next rainmaker to come in Sunday and into Monday, and it does have the potential to be a heavy rainmaker once again. So that's why we're going to keep a close eye on that. More rain chances coming in Tuesday and into Wednesday as well. In addition to the rain chances, some of that could be some heavy rain that comes through as we go through your Sunday. Here's just one of our models going through Monday morning, and it shows you the potential for 1 to 3 inches of rain just north of Madison. That would flow southward. And we also do have that risk for some severe weather as we get you into Sunday as well. That's the reason that we've gone ahead and issued an alert day for your Sunday for severe weather and that potential for some heavy rainfall to come on down. And of course, we have had plenty of water. That is the last thing we need. But we're in a pattern where our temperatures are essentially going to be taking us on a wild roller coaster ride from upper 80s to the 70s. And that is the reason that we are keeping the rain chances into the picture. 81 degrees this afternoon, partly sunny and more humid. We'll see more alert days coming in on Sunday. Temperatures staying in the 80s through your Monday as well. 88 degrees for your Monday, and then we'll stay in the 70s through the middle of next week. Now, in response to that forecast, here's Josie and Baraboo. That's exactly how I feel about the situation as well.
Oh, gosh.
I
it's
know.
just a mess out there.
It really is. And the dog looks like it was rolling its eyes. And that's, yeah.
That's a lot of people
exactly.
right now. All right, Chris. Well, thank you. It is the weekend in the 608.
And here's a look at what's going on in and around the area. A longtime favorite neighborhood festival returns again today, the Orton Park Festival in the Marquette Street neighborhood, just east of Willie Street. It features local dance troupes and live music. Huge crowds of families turned out for the past few nights to watch aerial performers swinging from the park's oak trees. The Clyde Stubblefield All-Stars and the Chuck Prophet will perform tonight. Tomorrow, Drive Thrift Dwellers, Dead Horses, and the Waco Brothers will take the stage to wrap up the festival.
And there's a quieter alternative happening this weekend for fans of classical music. The Token Creek Chamber Music Festival starts this weekend with small ensembles playing both today and tomorrow afternoon. The fest is in its 29th year. It's still organized and hosted by composer and pianist John Harbison and his wife, violinist Rosemary Peterson. Both perform at the annual event. The musicians play in their refurbished barn near DeForest, and the experience is said to be both intimate and beautiful. If you can't get to Token Creek this weekend, there are performances scheduled for the next 3 weekends as well.
And just say Hakuna Matata. Don't worry, there's a weekend event perfect for your kids as well, happening this weekend too. The Lion King Jr. is being staged by the Cambridge Deerfield Players at the Cambridge Historic School through Sunday night. A large cast of 2nd through 8th graders will sing and dance as cheetahs, zebras, hyenas, monkeys, giraffes, all of the safari animals, and of course, lions too.
Well, that sounds fun. And there's also an art installation opening tonight. Gleam Art in a New Light returns to the Olbrich Botanical Gardens. Lighting designers and artists from all over the country and even overseas will dress the gardens in colors that aren't already flowering there. The nighttime color display opens tonight but reopens next Wednesday, running through the end of September. You should leave yourself about an hour to take the full tour of Gleam.
And as always, you can pick up a copy of this month's Madison magazine for all of the best in the Madison area.
Coming up on 5:52 this morning, there's a full hour of News 3 ahead at 8. And tonight at 6 and 10, we'll have live team coverage on flooding and flood recovery efforts happening across Dane County, as well as Governor Scott Walker's visit to the area today. But first, getting a fresh start. Meet the inmates doing time while eliminating painful memories of their past. The special group helping them move forward and begin again on News 3 This Morning, Saturday. A program at an Indiana jail is getting a lot of attention for making things disappear. Inmates are able to get rid of their tattoos for free.
Caroline Torrey shows us just how many of them are thankful for the opportunity to erase their painful memories.
They're turning their lives around, and they've walked away from that lifestyle. And then they don't want their families to be affected by these tattoos also. It's not just them.
Holly Young is the new tattoo removal specialist at the Elkhart County Jail. 200 inmates within these walls are signed up to start treatment. She's already removed numerous gang tattoos and white supremacist tattoos using a laser. Full removal takes up to 8 treatments, and the fading process takes between 6 months and a year.
They do face a lot of obstacles when they get out of jail, and it's so exciting to be able to help in a tangible way.
Elkhart County Jail chaplain Corey Martin says inmates that leave here face an uphill battle. That's why he wanted to add this practical program to what the ministry offers on a spiritual level. He says tattoo removal could make the lives of former inmates easier as they transition to the real world.
They have to get a job, They're leaving with no money, no transportation, not a strong support structure. So we're trying to reduce the hurdles the inmates face once they get out, and tattoo removal is one of those.
This is how one inmate describes what this opportunity means in their own words. The tattoos that you're removing for me have ruled my life far too long, but with them being removed, I'll no longer be ruled by my past. I've realized that my past doesn't have to define who and what I am. I am committed to changing my life for the better, and removing these gang and racially motivated tattoos shows how desperately I long for change.
And right now, inmates can't continue their treatment for free after they leave jail, but the ministry involved is looking into partnering with a local health care facility to help those former inmates.
I like what he said there. Not defined by his past.
I like that.
That's a good quote.
Moving forward, right? And we're trying to move forward from this flooding, and it's not looking that great right now.
Well, seasons will change eventually, but right now we do have additional rain chances in the forecast. An alert day for your Sunday. We have the chance for severe thunderstorms along with heavy rain lingering into Monday, a few days, and our forecasts do look dry as of now.
All right, Chris, thank you, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here with more coverage of that flooding across Dane County ahead at 8 o'clock.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.